Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this topic today. I'm going to teach very simply how to show up like a giant for yourself. How to be giant for yourself. A lot of times we're giant for everyone else, but today I'm going to challenge you to show up like a giant for yourself. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant, and I got started in my company over 20 years ago, and I simply made a decision. I made a decision to be giant for myself. Fast forward, I had these ideas that I wanted to package as a corporate trainer. I wanted to figure out how I could support moms with the movement of always practicing better me time, owning their own time, and understanding if they showed up for themselves, they would give what they contributed to themselves to their families. A lot of women don't see that in their lives, but I wanted to create a movement and help women do that. I've done exactly that. And over the years, I was told by many that this idea of mom coaching, that it would never work, that no one would ever pay me to go to work as myself, but I had to be giant for myself. And I'm going to talk about that today. Now, this might step on your toes if you've been making excuses, if you've been hemming and hawing, if you've got a gigantic talent and gifts, and you've just been sitting on them. Okay, this is going to be absolutely for you. I'm going to call you out today. I'm not listening. I'm not listening. If you're ready to take that next step in your life and show up and be a giant for yourself, you got to understand that whatever you do for you, your family, they're the benefactors of your growth. And if you don't look at growing your life that way, you're missing out. All right. So I'm going to talk about that today. I've been in business over 20 years. And when I think about when I first got started, there were a couple things that had to be top of mind for me. And I'm going to go over those today in order for me to be able to manifest the business that I've created. And I know that if you've been watching me, and I've got a gazillion videos out there, if you've been watching me, likely one of the things that you are attracted to, my message, is one, my authenticity. Two, you've seen the journey, and you've seen me not only grow my own business, but you've watched me also support so many other women with doing amazing things themselves and launching their businesses from scratch. Many of them didn't know which path. They were like me, to where to start, and they had to be gigantic for themselves. They were not tiny for themselves. They were gigantic for themselves. And I hope that as a result of what you hear today, that it will support you in changing something that you will do right away, maybe tonight or tomorrow, and you'll show up differently as a result of what you've heard. I'm going to shake your shoulders. I'm going to call you out. And my only goal is to get you to be all of who you are, because a life where you're not fully expressed is not the greatest life. And it's just really the truth. I think about this all the time. I think, man, I get to do work that I absolutely love to do. And this is all based on a dream I had in my head 20 years ago. None of it had physically manifested. No, I didn't know anyone that was already a mom coach doing what I wanted to do. I had to figure out that I could do this. I could leverage my talents, my gifts, my skills. I could package those things, and I could go to work for myself equally. I remember saying to myself 20 years ago, look, I just want to figure out how I can be the kind of mom I want to be, the kind of wife I need to be. And I need time to do that. So I wanted to renegotiate the way that I was working. I didn't want to do that 9 to 5 or 9 to 7 kind of work. I wanted to have the flexibility to be in the places that mattered the most to me. I wanted to be able to be present for the things that mattered. And maybe that's where you are. And I'm telling you right now, in order for you to be gigantic, you're going to have to be brave. And you're probably going to have to do some things that the people around you are not doing. When you are already successful, and people give you advice, or you talk about what your next level is, and you're at the top of the success food chain with your family and with your friends, people, in your community, people are wondering, why you have it all? Like, why do you want to change that? But you know that there's another way that you want to live. You understand that you're trading time for dollars, or that you just want to create options for yourself, or you want to see the world, or you want to be more present for your family, and you can't do it or sustain this for another 10 or 20 years. And if that resonates with you in any way, I want you to write this resonates, whether you're watching this as a replay or whether you're watching this as live, I like engagement. All right, deal? All right. And I'm so excited to be here today. And I will say this, that I only work with giants and I have an appetite, and my appetite is only to work with giants. And it is because of the things that I'm going to share today. And I hope that when you hear these characteristics, I'm sure many of these characteristics you have, but I want you to listen also in on the ones that you don't have or you don't identify, and ask yourself, how can you show up differently for yourself to be all of who you are? So if you're ready, you know the drill. If you're ready, I want you to write, I'm ready, and then I'll get started with this live. Now, here's the deal. You have got to be ready for a powerful message. And it is the reason why I always ask you, are you ready? So who is ready? Are you ready to receive how to show up like a giant for yourself? All right. And most of us, we show up for every single person in our world, but this is about you. This is about you understanding that, you showing up tall for yourself, every single person in your world benefits as a result of you being all of who you are. Number one, the first thing you have to do if you want to be giant for yourself, you have to magnify your thoughts. You have to magnify your thought life. What do I mean? What I realized was that my thoughts were my thoughts literally are the light that guides the compass. Okay. So my thoughts, I magnify my thoughts. I think about what I want to do. I think about them in big ways. I go deep in terms of what the possibilities look like. And so one of the things that giants do is that they don't think small. And the reason this is so important is because sometimes if the dream is too small, it's just not going to motivate you. If it's too close to what you've already got, it's not going to make you create a change. The question that I have is, how is the thing you want to do, if you got it, if it changed your life, how will it change your life? Is it a significant change, or will it keep you exactly the same? I'll give you an example. When I got started in my business 20 years ago, I knew that I did not want to work 9 to 5. Okay. So when I was thinking about how I wanted to work, I was like, I want to work from the comfort of my home. I want to build my business around my life. See, I magnified the thought. I wanted to be a business owner, but not in a conventional way. I did not want to do the hustle and grind. I wanted to build a business around ease and grace. And that doesn't mean that you're not putting in the work, because you are. But I didn't want to build a business that was based on me hustling for years, for decades. I didn't want that to be my lifestyle. I didn't want to go from one lifestyle that I didn't enjoy to another one. I magnified my thoughts. I thought about that dream. I looked at how I wanted to work. I thought about how time compounding and leverage could work for me. I thought, how could I do this work not only from the comfort of my home, but anywhere that I chose? And I want you to think about this, because now everybody works from home, right? But this is 20 years ago. This is not what people were doing. I wanted to build my business as a coach, and I didn't want to go on the road as a speaker. And that's a very unique path. If you're building a business from the comfort of your home, you're starting 20 years ago, and you're not going on the road as a speaker. I did not build my business as a speaker, right? I learned how to market from the comfort of my house. It's very, very powerful. I magnified my thoughts. I thought, how can I get my ideal clients to come directly to me? I do not, as a mom, want to run all over the place chasing clients. I want my clients to come to me. And if you're that person and you want your clients to come to you easily and effortlessly, also, I want you to write, like, that's what I want. Okay. And even though I didn't see models of people doing that, most of the people that I knew, most of the classes that I took or mentorship that I had, people built their businesses being speakers, right? And then that out of that became a coaching. A lot of people raise their hand to become coaches, right? I mean, to work with a coach. However, I didn't do that. I worked from my house. Okay. And literally, guys, at a time where there were no Facebook ads, there was Twitter. You had to type in just the 16 characters. And I want you to think about the power of magnifying your thoughts, like doing the unthinkable, doing the thing that you don't even think of. And you just stop playing with the idea, make it big and tall. And you start thinking out of the box and thinking about what does good look like in many different aspects and leaning 100% into it. And as a result of magnifying my thoughts, which is the first way to show up like a giant for yourself, I created a business that's unrecognizable. Today, I have maintained the exact same type of business. I haven't changed my business. I'm a business coach. I support women. I work from the comfort of my home or anywhere that I choose. When my husband got a kidney transplant, I was able to be available for him because I was home. I needed time. I needed time. All right, in order for me to show up for the things in the in between. And you need time also. So the first thing, are we clear, is to magnify your thoughts. Number two, the second thing that I did is I began to speak what I wanted. All right. I started speaking what I wanted. I started speaking the things that I wanted into existence. And I created little note cards, affirmation cards, and I used scripture, quite frankly, and I incorporated that scripture with what I wanted, God's word with what I wanted. And so it's like I'm more than a conqueror. Therefore, I can grow a profitable coaching business that hit six figures, right, in my first year. So I would write things like that and I would repeat them over and over again. And I realized that if I wanted to be giant, I had to have giant language and giant belief. And I began to program myself so that I did not talk like the average person. I had no desire to be like everyone else. I wanted to live different. I wanted to choose different. I wanted to own my power in many different ways. And I knew the requirement was going to be for me to show up in my language, right? And sound different. You have to understand that your words, what you say, control your thoughts. And your thoughts influence your feelings. And ultimately, your feelings influence your actions. Words, thoughts, feelings, actions. And so sometimes when we are not gigantic for ourselves, it's because it's what we're saying. It's like I'm stuck, or things, success is optional, or I'm going to get started in a month or 2 months or whatever it is. But I never did that. I said yes, and then I figured it flat out. And I began to talk about the things that weren't as if they were, and surprisingly, they became true. And I hope that there's something that I'm saying to you that you're getting like in your soul. Like literally, the fact of the matter is, I began to speak what I wanted, and I spoke what I wanted so much that over time, it was all I knew. I had reprogrammed my belief system. I had reprogrammed just how I talked about myself and my abilities and my skills. And when I showed up, I commanded the space, and I still do, because of working on myself. My question to you is, are you doing the work? Are you speaking what you want? And if you are that person that you're sharp and you're smart and you're amazing, but you find that you've got this self-talk, well, I could do it later. Oh, how do I know this will work? You got to fine tune that. Giants, they say yes, they figure it out, and they speak differently. They have an elevated language. And those are the only kind of people I like to hang out with. I love my coaching calls with my clients. And I enjoy talking to them every single week. Why? Because we have an elevated conversation. I'm not interested in talking to people about things that don't matter, or who are always looking at the problem, or who are not thinking big and gigantic with their ideas, because you've been given a unique set of skills and talents. And the fact of the matter is, the moment you start speaking small to a big dream, it just doesn't match. It's incongruent. So I am calling you out today. If you are just every now and again, your language doesn't match where you're going, then ask yourself when you're speaking, is this exactly what I want? If you get what you say, is it what you want? And if it's not, then stop it. All right. Number three, you guys getting value? Are you getting this, or are you getting this? Right. Today, I wanted to do a live really quickly on how to show up like a giant for yourself. And it's something that I love. I only work with giants. I only work with women who can say yes to themselves. I only work with women who can overcome themselves, their belief systems, their negativity, their fears, their doubts, because the only way you're going to change your life is to change the way you see yourself. All right. So the first thing that I talked about is, one, magnifying your thoughts. Take that idea and make it big. Okay. So big and huge. Think about the movement that you were put here to create, and let's go get it. All right. And no one's going to get excited about some minuscule dream when you got amazing talents. Right. So step into it for yourself. And number two, speak what you want. All right. Speak what you want, not what you have. All right. Work on your language so you could step into what that next level looks like. The fact of the matter is, a lot of you, if you're marketing online, the reason your ideal clients don't come to you is because of they're listening to you. Okay. And they're listening to you and they're thinking, this is not where I'm going. You got to speak gigantic language to attract the right audience that's going to trust you. Number three, okay, only choose what you want. Number three is so important. When you're making a choice, make a powerful choice. I tell my kids this all the time. The fact of the matter is, choose only what you want. And I'm always amazed that people put on the chopping block things that they just do not want, right? So imagine that you choose things, you consider things that you don't even really want. You're just like, well, I mean, maybe I could do this or that, but you don't even want two or three. Choose what you really want because you just might get the thing you're choosing. All right. And I only make powerful choices for myself. And I can tell you that giants choose powerfully for themselves. And the reason that their lives are unrecognizable is because of the choices that they give themselves. They're high level choices. And I want you to ask yourself right now, are you choosing powerfully for yourself? Are you making high level choices? Or do you say, well, I really want to do this, or I really want to make this, or I really want to have this kind of year, or I really want to work with these kind of clients, or really want to structure my business this way. I really want to live out of the country this amount of time each and every year. And yet you're like, but I'll do this instead. Are you that person? And I can tell you, if you are that person, you'll never fight for the dream. You'll never fight for it. There's something really magical, honestly, about speaking what you want, magnifying your thoughts, and then choosing powerfully. Like, saying, this is what I want to do. And then stepping wholeheartedly into the thing that you want, because you can start to taste it and visualize it and feel it. And it becomes, so emotional that it just drives your behavior. I often think that one of the reasons that I do so much work on myself, my mindset, my belief systems, is because I work with giants. And I had decided years ago that I just want to work with people that want it. I just want to work with people who have the ability to say yes to themselves. I want to work with people who can see what possibility looks like, and they're open to a whole new way to renegotiate the way that they earn. They're open to a completely different way to take their idea and leverage it and package it. They're open to just standing on my shoulders and seeing all these results and saying, you know what, I'm not sure how we're going to get there, but I trust you because I see where it is. And they're not hole punchers in their dream or in their process. They're not these women that are going to their partners or their their husband or their friends and saying, what do you think? Do you think I should invest in myself? If I asked my husband, do you think I should invest in coaching? He would ask me, do you think you should? Okay, it has nothing to do with anyone else. And you've got to understand that a lot of times the reason we're asking for permission is because we want someone to tell us no. All right. And I've learned a long time ago that advice, when someone's talking to you, they're actually not giving you advice. They're just talking to you like they talk to themselves. So if you're not talking to someone that's standing tall, owning their bigness, you're getting the sum of that advice and you're taking it on as if like this is your journey and this is your path. And I told you I was going to call it out today. So I'm talking today about how to show up for yourself like a giant. And I just want to see more women on this mission. I'd love to support you if you are in that place where you're ready to say yes to yourself. All right, without the excuses, without hesitation, you're ready to see your ideas flourish. You're ready to see yourself sitting on television, on national news, local news. You're ready to see yourself profitable in your business, hitting six figures, selling high ticket, that and so much more. You're ready. And that when you see the results that people are creating, like you see the result, you're like, that's me. I want that and so much more. You see that for yourself. That's what giants do. And they choose powerfully because of it. Now, they're not going to choose a band-aid. They're not going to choose a substitute. They're going to choose what they know works for them the very first time because it's a shortcut. And that is what giants do. Number four, if you are looking to be a giant and you want to show up like that for yourself, is you never settle, right? Never settle. And I wrote here, do not betray yourself. Okay. Okay. Repeat after me. Do not betray yourself. Now, when you settle, it is a self-betrayal, in my opinion. So if I know what I want and what is best for me, then why would I choose what isn't? If I know that these are the kind of results that I desire and I want, and I see tons of proof, why would I choose what does not have that? If I know that I want to hit six figures and beyond, here, there, and everywhere, the fact of the matter is, why would I choose anything other than that, right? So, never settle of being yourself. It's so powerful, and understanding and owning your bigness, and stepping into that for yourself, right? And when you settle, then it's a compromise, and it kills your spirit, right? And it literally takes you away from where you want to be. And so I hope that there's something that I'm saying that you hear it and it hits you right in the center of your chest, and you're thinking, you know what, I am not going to betray myself. Okay. It is a betrayal to know that, you want to write a book and you want to create a movement and not do it. It's out of betrayal. It's a betrayal to choose something that is a band-aid and is not the full solution of what you need. It's a betrayal. So if you know that you're amazing, why not give yourself every single thing that you need in order for you to show up powerfully for yourself? Are we clear? All right. And if we're clear, I want you to write, I am clear. All right. Number 5. Okay. Dare to be all of who you are, no matter what. So if we're talking about being giants and being gigantic, then being all of who you are, okay, is so important. Okay, being all of who you are. Inga, hey there, darling. Okay, I'm so glad you're here. Okay, being all of who you are. And I want to talk to you for a minute, because a lot of times when you're smart and you're talent and you know the answer, and you're that person that you're the person leading the charge, all right? At work, right? In meetings, you're the person that everybody goes to. Sometimes there can be a great deal of shame that comes with that too, where you feel shameful that you are smart, okay? That you are sharp, that you're incredible, that you do amazing things, not from an ego perspective. So I see a lot of really professional people who have a lot of shame around being great. And I can tell you for sure that it means that you're playing too small, your circle's too small. If you have to shrink who you are to fit in where you are currently, then you need a bigger circle. And I am just one of those people. I will prune where I am quick, fast, in a hurry. If where I am, I cannot be fully expressed. Fully expressed means that, I've got a gift and a talent in this world. And my goal is to support high achieving women and helping them to package their knowledge into high ticket products on and offline. That's my vision. All right. And that's what I do. And I work with women who understand the importance of being positive, who see the good in others, who understand that what they say matters, how they say what they say matters, when they say what they say matters. I work with people who understand that they can take their knowledge and create a movement of change and impact for others around this world. In order for me to hold up the world for giants, brands, incredible thought leaders who go from not charging anything to charging high ticket for what they do, many of my clients within weeks, I have to know that what I do is amazing. Okay, period. All right, not from an ego perspective because of the results, because I can back it up, because I've done it myself, because I'm an authentic messenger of my truth, not hype, not making it up, not reading anybody's stuff. It's my stuff. Okay. And there's a time in your world, we're talking about how to show up like a giant, about daring to be all of yourself and not dumbing yourself down or muting your story or pretending that the things you do that are great are not great. Your ideal clients are going to want to work with you because you're you. They're going to want to work with you because of your talents and your skills and your gifts. And if you've been in environments that don't allow you to shout from the rooftops what makes you amazing, it is the wrong room. Okay. And it's just flat true. And I'm speaking from my heart because I see it so much and speaking with women who are just incredible. And they've been in places where people are like, shh, and it's done in many subtle ways, right? Many subtle ways where your story is muted and you don't have a place to be as gigantic and amazing as you are. But remember, number one, is magnify your thoughts. And when you start thinking about your big dreams, you cannot mute your story when you're talking about something that's really huge. Your people are going to be attracted to you if you own your bigness, what you're really, really great at. The reason I want to work with you is because I understand that that is what you do exceptionally well, and it is your mastery. And I call upon those of you who have not been telling your story, have not been being gigantic for yourself, because you are like, give somebody else a chance. Like, and you feel a certain kind of way because of, just the life that we live. And I want to tell you that anyone that has insecurity around you being great, that has nothing to do with you. All right. And you need to release that, right? Hashtag nothing to do with me. All right. I hope you guys are getting value from this. Number 6. Okay. Lead from the front. Okay. Leading from the front is what giants do. The fact of the matter is what you're doing. Okay. What you are doing. There's no one else that's doing it. You're in a category of one. You are meant to be the person to show others how it's done. So stop looking for validation that somebody else is doing it or for the proof of concept that this idea is going to work. I'll tell you why. When I got started 20 years ago, as a mom coach, if I was looking around trying to find mom coaches, I would have never started the business. They didn't exist. Okay. They didn't exist. There was no example. And I recognized that that was my responsibility to lead from the front. And I chose that dream and I magnified my thoughts and I leaned into the bigness of the skills and talents that I had to really support women with, always understanding that you showing up for yourself is a blessing to every single person in your world. Okay. And how in the world will your kids ever get to know you if you don't know you? All right. How do you expect to have magnificent dates and magnificent sex if you don't know who you are and what you like? If you can't inform your dating process, you don't know yourself. How do you expect to inform anything? And I hope that this helps you. It shakes your shoulders a bit because a lot of times we don't think of it from that way. We're expecting people to read our minds or tell us that we're great and we're expecting this permission in order for us to be gigantic. But I think that it's so important to lead from the front, to understand that you're meant to be the person brokering this idea, this movement, this dream of yours that you've had. No one's doing it because you're the person meant to do it. And it's going to take bravery. It's going to take courage. Yes, it is. Okay. And sure, you're going to be afraid at times. But what would make me more afraid is living a life of quiet desperation. My God, if I did not build this business, what would I be doing? Now, I know that I would be in top level management because I was really amazing as a corporate trainer. So I know that, but I wouldn't have the freedom that I desire. And my freedom, there's just no price that I could put on my freedom. I hope this helps you. Number 7. Now, number 7 is a little controversial. I'll just tell you, okay? But you need to stop hanging with pigeons. Yeah, pigeons, okay? You need to stop hanging with them, okay? And association matters, and it really does. All people have value. So I'm not saying that everybody doesn't have value. Everybody has value. But, if we're talking about you being giant for yourself and showing up for yourself, then it's very important that you associate your own ambition level and above. Very important. I liken it to this. Like, imagine you are running in a race and you're a great runner and you run at a level, let's say level 8, and someone else is running and they run at a level 2. They just got started. If the person's running with you, that's a 2, and you run it at 8, you're going to have to slow it up, right? You with me, right? Now, it's going to be very frustrating for the person that's a 2. And it's going to be very frustrating for you at an 8 because you've got to pull back. And so many people are associated at a level where they have to pull back. And you know if this is you or not. And I will tell you that sometimes the greatest gift you could ever give yourself is a community of people that see you as you can be, right? That do not listen to any or want to hear any of the things that aren't true about you. People who can speak life into you. I'm not talking about cheerleading or just feel good things. You're talented and skilled. And sometimes you need an environment that reflects that, hears that, sees that, and lets you know that. Sometimes you need to be around people who have the ability to say how great it is what you do, how great it is. And a lot of pigeons don't have the ability to do that. Why is that? Because if you're an eagle, which you are, and you are with pigeons, let me tell you, the pigeon's never going to be comfortable with you, right? Because they know you're an eagle. All right. Now, and you're never going to be happy with the pigeon because you're ready to fly high and fast. So you just really need to be congruent in your association. And if you're not, then I challenge you to be there. Is this making sense? Are you guys getting value? I've got one more tonight. One more. And 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 that is being brave for yourself. And there's no way to show up like a giant for yourself without bravery. And being brave for yourself to make the changes that I talked about today, it requires bravery. The easiest thing ever is to go with the flow and do what everybody else is doing. All right. But I've always had this general rule, which is observe the masses and do the opposite. I'm just not interested in being like everybody else. I'm not interested in that life. It bores me. I don't want to talk about what everybody else wants to talk about. I don't want to study what everybody else is studying. I don't want to work the way everybody else is working. I just love the idea of being in my own lane, carving my own way. And it's so powerful. And I hope that you'll have the bravery to be in your own lane, to light your own candle, and to march forward with what it is that you want to do. And sure, when you tell people your big ideas who have no dreams, the first thing they're going to do is punch holes in it. And they're going to say things to you like, how are you going to do that? How can you afford that? You got to think about your career. You got to think about, you need to think about the fact that you have an amazing track record for creating success. And the fact of the matter is the things you touch change. All right. And when you decide to start that business, you decide to build that brand, if you have the right mentorship and coaching and you lean 100% into what you need, in opposed to the band-aid and the patch, which is fear, by the way, and it is not being brave. Being brave is investing at a level that you can't walk away from. Fact. All right. When you invest at the lowest level, the fact of the matter is you can walk away. So you don't have to do anything. It's not brave. Okay. Being brave means I made an investment. I'm committed to myself. I know this is what I need. I'm not looking to make excuses. It's like I'm all in. And you show up differently for yourself. And I hope that there's something that I've said today that makes you think differently about yourself, about your choices. I'm just going to quickly recap, and I'd love to hear your ahas or takeaways for those of you who are here that want to talk about this life specifically. Okay. Number one, magnify your thoughts. Number one, magnify your thoughts, right? Magnify your thoughts. Magnifying your thoughts is just like take that dream and make it as big and incredible as possible. Me, 20 years ago, I want to work for the comfort of my home. I want to build my business around my life. When everybody else, the job was dictating how you were working, I want to work around my life first. Okay, that was radical. And it changed my life. I magnified my thoughts. Number two, speak what you want, not what you have. I decided to just summon the words of what I wanted all the time and built a muscle here, okay, and here to only say what I wanted. And magnificently, it began to manifest in my life and world. I began to attract the things that I said and I believed over and over again. I didn't run around talking about I'm stuck, I'm broke. I don't know how to do it. I'm so confused. There are a lot of people that don't recognize how negative they are. And you know that you're negative when, like you're negative when you think about what possibility looks like, you also think about how something won't work. All right. Number 3. Okay. Only choose what you want. Choose powerfully. Always choose powerful. Understand that you can have what you want. All right. So why choose anything that you do not want? All right. Because you just might get that. And I always want to make sure that the choices that I have in front of me are only the things that I want. And therefore, that equates a really great life because everything in front of you, you want. If you get it, you're like, I want this. All right. Number 4, never settle. Being yourself. Be all of yourself. Like, don't settle. Don't betray yourself by being a smaller version of yourself for anyone. And betraying yourself is not choosing powerfully. It's settling on the thing that you don't deserve. It's settling for the thing that you're afraid to invest in. It's settling on the dream that you really don't want, but you're like, well, this one I'll do because maybe I'll do this. It's settling for the class that it's a band-aid and not the full solution because you don't want to make an investment in yourself. It's settling on, instead of saying yes today, you say yes tomorrow and you never get started. It's settling. All right. And I hope that this support your mindset. Number 5, dare to be all of who you are and don't shrink your shine. Okay, be all of yourself. Be fully expressed. It's a great life, and it's a fully expressed life. And I remember started saying that maybe like 3-4 years ago. I was like, I just want to be fully expressed. That means like I want to live this life and be like, man, this is all of me. All right. And I know a lot of you who are gigantic in many ways. You've had people who have said to you, "You're extra. You're too much. You're flamboyant. You're whatever." But that's not true. You just got to find people that also are gigantic in what they do, and they will love your color. And if you're around people that can't handle your truth, you being all who you are, the circle is not the right circle. Number 6, lead from the front. Okay. No one else is going to do it. You were meant to broker the idea. That's why nobody else is doing it. Are we clear? All right. So lead from the front. Lead from the front. Be comfortable leading from the front. And eventually people will come along. And I definitely seen that. Oh my gosh. When I said I was starting as a mom coach years ago, people were looking side-eye blank stare, literally. Like, is she crazy? Okay, she must have lost her mind. And as I began to grow my business, grow my brand, get corporate partnerships, do national television on Emmy nominated shows, people started paying attention. As I started building my movement with moms, as I started building a significant coaching business. Oh, wow. Now you're my hero. You're so great. You're like awesome. You're so ambitious. This is Mia, same girl, right? You know what I'm saying? So you just got to lead from the front. People will change. All right. And sometimes you being brave for yourself is the thing that inspires them to be brave. It's for themselves. And number 8 is, just show up for yourself 100%. Don't make excuses. Own your stuff and be brave. It's going to take bravery for you to do this, but you can do it. And bravery is not choosing that which you do not want. Bravery is choosing what you want and moving directly in the direction of the thing that can change your life. All right. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that this is 100% supported you. Okay. And I'm super excited to, just to have done this live tonight. It was on my heart. Tomorrow is the Giant Experience Master Training. And I'm so excited tomorrow night. And I'm super excited to have the opportunity to work with this new cohort of giants and support them with understanding how to step into what their next level looks like. And I'll post a link. You're welcome. I'll post a link here for the Giant Experience Master Training. We have 2 spaces left. That's it. For those of you who want to step into that for yourself, I'd love to support you. But there's the link right there. And it's my master training. It's my signature master training. I started it in 2020 when COVID happened. I wanted to show my clients that, during COVID or anytime, you could literally take what you know, package it, and add value to people's lives. Hundreds of women have come through my master training, And the coolest part is you get online training, you watch it from the comfort of your home, you watch, you rewind, you replay, and then you also get to come to, if you choose, a live day and a half um, coaching clinic with me. And it's phenomenal. And then for the very first time, you get clear on what this could be. What is this gigantic idea? And how could it be packaged? As a coach, as a consultant, as a trainer, as an online educator, how to price it, to value all that you bring to the table, your education, your gifts, your talent, your background, your skill set, how to market it, how to position yourself so that your ideal clients come to you. And I think that when you're really great at what you do, your clients do come to you, and competition is irrelevant. Now, it doesn't mean that people don't think that they're competing with you, but the truth of the matter is no one competes with authenticity. All right, the fact of the matter is that the results that I've created in my life and in my world, they're real. Okay, they are real, all backed up with proof, video proof of me doing it. I'm not telling you I'm on television. You don't see segments of me on TV. I'm not telling you I've written books. You don't see my books. I'm not telling you that I do anything with my clients to create results, and you don't see hundreds of people saying this is exactly what happens. And now I can't guarantee that you'll create the results because I don't know you yet, and I don't know if you'll do the work. But I know if you do, I haven't had a failure. And the fact of the matter, that's so amazing to know how to position what you do at the highest level, being authentic, not being a version of someone else. And if you're into that, you'll love the master training, and also knowing how to sell and how to close, right? And that's just so powerful. And just super powerful to know what to say in a sales conversation, and how to say it, and how to make selling distinct to you and your business. All right. So I hope that this supports you in some way. And because that was my goal here. What was your aha or your takeaway? Maddie, if you shoot me an email, okay. I'm doing a live that's being recorded for future. Okay. And I'm happy to talk to you afterwards offline. Thank you. So what was your aha? What was your takeaway? Aha or takeaway? What was your aha or your takeaway? Anybody want to share aha takeaway as a result of you being here today? Okay. Anyone want to share aha takeaway? Who's that? You were rocking. I can't see your name. For some of you guys, I don't see your name here. Okay. Package your full worth. Yeah. So, package all of who you are. It'll allow you to attract the right client the first time. And it'll allow you to be more comfortable with the business that you're creating. When, sometimes I'll meet clients or prospects, and they'll like take a small part of themselves and share it with the world when there's so much more to what they could offer the world. And it's just like when you own your business, you own the things that you do really well, you just create better packages from that. It's fact. Okay, it's fact. People aren't necessarily today looking just to buy a course. Like they're not necessarily looking to just push a button and just listen to something. They want an experience. They want to understand. Hey there, darling. Hey there. They want a full experience, right? So they want to understand how you have done the thing that you're teaching. They want to see that. They want immersion, right? So I could teach my clients how to do something, or I could immerse and show them exactly what it looks like. And it's just a completely different way of being able to show up with your clients and your audience. Okay. Are there any other? Okay, magnify my thoughts and speak it, right? So magnifying thoughts is so important. And that's really important to me, is that, especially like coaching in the Giant Experience Master Training, I help women magnify their thoughts. And you understand if thoughts are not magnified, because when thoughts are not magnified, then we don't know the things are done in the wrong order. Does it make sense? When you magnify your thoughts and you focus on the bigness, you really start thinking about what's the highest level problem that you can solve. When you don't magnify your thoughts, you focus on the smallest things. Does it make sense? Right? It's like small thing, right? But if you focus on the big thing, and in your business, and you focus on the biggest problems that you can solve, and you allow your thoughts literally to be big around how you solve that problem, you'll see you'll be a unicorn in terms of what you're offering others. The reason that most programs don't sell is because everybody's just trying to be a version of somebody else. And I'm not interested in that. Okay. I'm not, it's not my thing. Okay. But it really is about you being all of who you are. My background, I'm a corporate trainer by trade. That's what I did. I worked for Citibank. I was a corporate trainer. I know how to take content and package it in my sleep. My own content. I built a lot of content for, for Citibank and for a lot of professionals over the years. Original, authentic content. It's my mastery. How to take knowledge and put it in many different structures that you can sell, even if you don't have a product already. So the reality is, creating a business like this, for me, is my mastery. I can own it. Think about yourself. Think about what is it that you do, right? That you can do at the tallest and the highest level. Does that make sense? Why are my clients profitable with their knowledge? They're profitable because it's my mastery, okay? Because I'm not just selling them a course, I'm selling them mastery. And you, when you package together your mastery, the thing that you do exceptionally well, you will see that your clients will create amazing results. And you don't have to believe what I'm saying here, but we've got hundreds of women that have changed their lives just because they learned how to magnify their thoughts and look at what they were doing differently. All right. Any other ahas or takeaways before I sign off? I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you for being here. As always, you could have been anywhere, but you decided to be here this weekend. And you know what? There's a reason that you decided to be here. And even if you're watching the replay, I want to hear from you. So post your thoughts, share it with a friend, and show up like a giant for yourself. Sign up for the Giant Experience Master Training or my free webinar. You can just go to miaredrick.com and my webinar link is right there and sign up right there. Okay. I love you and I appreciate you. Have a great and amazing day.